What's up, everyone? My name is Brandon. This is Game Talk. I am one of your hosts. My other host, Ryan, still hasn't finished Last of Us Part 2. Geyser,
We don't talk about
how you
that.
doing today, Ryan?
I am doing great. I'm glad to be back to host today and
Yeah.
talk about some bomb ass shit.
Yeah, I figured we'll start talking about the big game. Ghost of Tsushima came out on Friday, and we've both been playing it. Your boyfriend Chris is also playing it right now next to you.
As we speak, yes. Here, should we do a little?
Ooh, a live look. See, the game's even pretty on like a webcam.
It is. I know. You can see mine's paused, so I'm up here,
Yeah. Nice.
crushing it.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna play after the show, and probably most of today. So,
Yeah.
so what do
Yeah,
you think
pretty
so
much.
far? There's not really any
Um,
crazy spoilers that can even be talked about much at the beginning. So I
True.
figure if we just
Um,
talking about it, it's not too bad.
I'm gonna start with being bitter about my Steelbook edition not showing up.
Did it not show up?
Yeah, it's got delayed until Monday, like this week.
Shit,
So I
that
was like
sucks.
waiting. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. So now
You
I'm just gonna
mean
cancel it, like whatever.
this Steelbook edition that I am gonna return
Oh,
because I didn't think it was gonna come on time, so I bought it digitally and then it came on time.
wait. So you got yours? We ordered it the
Yeah,
same. So now we know home delivery is better
shipped to
than
home.
pickup
It
today.
shipped Friday morning, and I got it by like lunchtime on Friday out of Chicago. I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you,
See,
Walmart! Give me more
mine
notifications."
shipped also, but it didn't make it to the store. So now we know. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, like it a lot. Like I'm pretty
Hmm.
hooked into it. There's a couple weird things that I don't like, but
Like
like
what?
when you're in the middle of not necessarily in the middle of a quest, but like it won't let you venture off. Like I'm all about like I just wander
Oh yeah.
off the beaten path,
It's
and
like,
like
oh,
if
you're
you're in the
leaving the
middle of
area.
certain things, yeah, you have to go back to your tail area, and I'm like, no, just let me go fucking find this thing.
Thankfully, that's
Um,
not too terrible because sometimes because the game is about finding the stuff in your quest,
mhm,
so that does help me if I'm going the wrong way. It's like, oh, you're not in the right
right,
area, and I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was lost as
yeah,
shit. So at least that helps push me because I do like the investigating and the finding clues and stuff like that.
yeah. No, I'm really digging it. The
Early
combat
on,
is
early
awesome.
on, I didn't know how I felt. Like I was into the story. Also, the early cutscenes seemed to not run that well. I don't know if you noticed that. Like it seemed to have
Hmm.
some performance issues. But the game itself, once I got into it, is like great, and it runs great. The combat is fun, but I told you yesterday, like I'm either trash or I'm fucking awesome at it. Now I have beefed up samurai armor, so it's been a lot better. I think I just want to constantly perfect parry everything, and I can't do that because I just get
Yeah.
killed. So I need to just hold parry and block and do just regular parries and shit, and then I do a lot better. But also, it wasn't until I got some more skills that I was getting into it and getting into the. It's very much a one more thing game. Like last night, I was like, yeah, I should go to bed soon. And then I did like four more things. I'm like, one more, one more, one more. I just bring up my map and do these side tails and stuff like that. But the combat's really fun. The stealth is really fun. And I'm good at the stealth. I think it's because it's a
Hmm.
little more basic that I'm good at it.
See, and that's where like you can tell right off the bat, like Chris and I have very different play styles.
Yeah.
Like he made a comment yesterday about how I run right into it and I
Oh,
just like go
really?
balls deep. Like that's how I play every game though. Like
It depends for me.
yeah, like the stealth is nice, and I can do it. But yeah, generally I just kind of run in balls to the wall and hack and
Okay.
slash, which it works for me. I mean, I'm not like struggling. Um,
Yeah.
like you said, I hit or miss sometimes. Like I'm either fucking crushing it or they
Hmm. Once you start
knock
to
me out. But
get some armor and some charms that you
mhm.
can augment your playstyle to be either more stealthy or more samurai. I'm
Like
spec more to
offensive,
be like a
yeah.
samurai, but I still do stealth. Like early on, I'll try to
Hmm.
take out some bitches before I have to fight all of
What's
them.
up?
Yeah,
Well, I
I
know you and I had personally talked about like, was the ghost part gonna be like, do you transition from
mhm.
samurai to more stealth, or do you have the play option? And it seems like you definitely have the play option. Like,
Yeah.
how do you want to play?
It does seem like your skills and the story transition you to be the ghost, but you don't have to fully play
Hmm.
that way. Because like every time you upgrade your full thing, like your honor, I don't know what it's called, but your
Yeah.
XP bar, you get talent points, and then when you hit the end, you get like another honor level. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But then you pick a new ghost skill, and those seem to be more about stealth. But you
Hmm.
have all these combat skills and dodge and parry skills. Like most of my skills have went into killing 3 people in standoffs and killing 3 people with assassinations. So they're both like one's combat based, one's stealth based to just kill people faster. So it's nice.
Yeah.
I've had a couple situations where I can stealth kill 3 people, and then I'm almost going to get caught, and I'll do a standoff. So it's like I've killed 6 people before combat's even begun, which is awesome.
That's cool.
So then there's a way less of a fight once things actually get going.
Yeah.
And I am better at the perfect parrying and stuff like that in full-on duels. Like, have you done many of the duels yet? I've only done
no,
because there's not a ton. But
I'm not that far. Chris is much further than I am. Not gonna lie.
okay.
I get so sidetracked, as you know, like in big open worlds like this. I just kind of
Any
wander.
game we play, even if it's not, I don't know. If we're playing Apex, you're fucking halfway across the map, and I'm like, Ryan, we're supposed to stick together. This isn't an RPG.
Can't help it. But it's like, and like I don't use my horse either. Like it doesn't matter what game I'm in. I just run. Yeah, like and find shit. Which brings me to my question for you. How do you feel about the birds and the foxes?
Most of the time, I like them.
Okay. The birds piss me off.
I've had a lot of situations where the birds get caught on shit. Have you had that?
No, I had it where the bird was circling me, like literally circling me. He's laughing right now because it was just circling me, like right around my fucking face. And it wouldn't stop and it wouldn't stop. And I would walk away and it would just follow me and keep circling around my person. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? So it didn't lead me anywhere. Like it was leading me to myself. I don't know. It was weird.
It's like you're the gift all along.
Sick.
No, I like it the most when I don't notice them at first and I'm riding somewhere because I do use my horse a lot. And it'll just show up next to me on my horse. And that seems the most natural way. And I think how it's supposed to be intended. But sometimes, it'll show up next to you when you're not on your horse. You can follow it as not a horse. It'll go at your pace, which the foxes do too. You don't lose them for the most part. But when I'm on my horse blowing somewhere and it's like, oh, hey, what's up? Go this way. That's when it's the best and when I actually like it. Whereas fox dens are more of an actual location where you find the fox den and then it takes you to a shrine.
Yeah.
But I've had the birds get caught on like mountains and shit, which is when I'm not on a horse. I'm in like a village location stealthing around or just exploring because everything's dead. And then a bird shows up. It's like, hey, follow me. And then it's like pounding into the mountain. And I'm like, I can't climb this mountain, bird. Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
I was on over a ravine and there was a bird and I was following it. And then it like went out around and like over the middle of the ravine. And I was like, I can't get out there. And like, there's nowhere for me to get over to you.
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared. I like backtracked and then it was gone. And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll find you again later. Well, and I got the skill early on where you can jump and then roll to not take fall damage. It's like from any height. It is definitely not from any height. Because if you're too, I'm like, I'm going to try it from this high, but I'm probably going to die. And you do not. It's only from certain heights. But I do like...
I haven't gotten that one yet. I should, though.
I do like there are like the tales. Not the regular side quest tales, but there's like the tales that the musicians tell you. Have you done any of those? They get you like new weapons or techniques. I've done like 3 of those. I've gotten armor from that, a longbow, and a strike called Heavenly Strike, which is the most useful. So it uses 1 resolve to use. It's just kind of like a quick dash attack that's unblockable, but it does a shit ton of damage to people if you stagger them. So I've killed captains and shit, and there's also dismemberment involved, which is badass.
Yeah,
so I'll like break their defense, do the Heavenly Strike, slide through them, and like their arm gets cut off and they're dead, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's so cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
That one was hard. Also, one of the tales is really hard. Did you purchase the concentration skill when you're using your bow? Do you have a bow yet?
I do. No, like I said, so like I'm not that far, but also I kind of am. Like I haven't done much of the main story or anything, but like when it comes to like the sensei, whatever his name is, Ishikawa, is that his name?
Is he the one with the mentor who sucks? Or
yeah, and then Masako, whatever, the woman. Like I'm doing theirs all 9 parts.
Okay.
So that's where
I've done like 1 or 2 of each of those, and I'm doing right now. I'm focusing on the ones that don't have 9 parts, so I'm going and doing the ones to just knock them off.
Yeah. See, and that's where like that's also where I'm sidetracked. Where I'm like, am I supposed to crush through all of theirs, or am I supposed to follow it like down the map?
Oh no, you know, just do whatever, man.
But exactly, so that's what I'm doing. But
as long as it's not too, like early on, I was like Some of this shit's probably too hard for me. Like, I found a
Mm-hmm.
huge ass fort right at the beginning. I'm like, I'm gonna get fucking wrecked because
Nope,
before
not
I even
happening.
had like assassinate, so I didn't even have stealth skills yet. I'm like, there's no way I'm going in here. But then, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, so there was a challenge which gets you some bow armor. It's this legendary archer, and it was supposed to be easier than it was because I didn't have the concentration skill, which slows time when you're aiming. And so at the end of this tale, you get this armor, and it improves your concentration length, and like you knock your bow faster, and when you get headshots, your concentration refills faster. And I didn't have the concentration skill, so it's throwing all these enemies at me, and I'm supposed to be just using my bow the whole time, and I did not. I probably died like 7 times doing that challenge, and I was pissed because I couldn't get out of it. I had to do it, but I didn't have the concentration skill to slow down time and get all these headshots and shit. And so if you start doing that one, purchase concentration before you get there.
Good to know. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Because you have to protect somebody, so that's what made it harder. If I could have just dodged around and stayed alive myself, I would have been fine.
Right.
I had to make sure this guy didn't get killed. And that sucked. But I got through it. I don't even use that armor anymore because I use samurai armor. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was really
that's
fun.
the other
It wasn't
thing.
until
So there's
yesterday that I got super hooked into it. Once I got some skills under my belt, I like Jin, and I like all these characters and these stories. Like, the side stories are so cool, and the main story is cool too, but like just these short little stories are interesting.
Well, everything's really deep too. It's not like they're not generic. Like I think we've talked about this a lot, where like especially in Assassin's Creed, like Odyssey, it was just so repetitive with some of the side missions, whereas with these, it seems a lot more detailed. They're not just like short little fillers. There's a reason for it, and it all goes together.
Yeah, they're super intricate. I had one where it seemed basic, but then it was still like heavy. It was about a guy who ran away from his house, and his daughter and wife were there, and I had to go rescue him. And I was like, oh shit, it got more intense than that. But even stuff like that, where it's just a random side quest I happened upon, was really cool.
No, it's awesome. There's definitely a lot more to the skill building, the clothes, the weapons than I expected. Like, there's a lot of moving parts, essentially.
I finally got a blacksmith and a swordsmith somewhere yesterday, so I was able to upgrade a ton of shit. So like my samurai armor, I super upgrade. Your swords, the upgrade counts for all swords, so you don't have to pick a sword to upgrade.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, all these swords seem the same spec-wise, so if I pick one to upgrade, am I just stuck using that one the whole time? But all your swords get upgraded when you upgrade just one of them.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
I'm super stoked. I'm ready. Obviously, Chris is super into it. Hasn't looked away, so.
Right. All right, you want to shift gears to some news?
Yeah, let's do it up.
I'll move you over here so I can look at some news. So right after me and Gary did the show last week, Ubisoft had their thing. You and Chris came over and watched it. I personally thought it was a little underwhelming, the Ubisoft Forward. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay, star of the show for me, because I'm stoked for that game. I know you are too, and it looks awesome. The gameplay looks
it's finally nice to see some legitimate action gameplay, what it's going to be, what it's going to look like.
Right.
Yeah, definitely worth it, just for that.
Sick. I think it would have been better if Far Cry 6 hadn't leaked beforehand.
Right.
Because all they had for Far Cry 6 was a CG trailer, so they didn't show the gameplay or anything like that. They did announce another Ubisoft Forward during this event, so I'm sure they'll show gameplay then, because it's coming out in February.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. So it was really, it sucks that it was leaked, but the trailer was very well done. I mean, it was clearly prepared, like they were ready for it.
The villain looks cool.
Yeah. The whole story, I'm curious to see how it all, kind of left me with a little bit of a cliffhanger. So
yeah,
we'll
so
see.
It looks cool, but there really weren't any surprises. Like, they showed Hyperscape more. That's their battle royale, which is in beta on Twitch and stuff right now. I think you can play it. I don't know if it's in open beta. Yeah, it is in open beta, so you can go play it on PC right now. It looks cool, but that's been out and shown for weeks. Watchdog Legion looked cool, but I don't know. It's not really for me. It's also coming out in October, so it's next gen consoles and Valhalla are coming out the month before or the month after that, most likely.
Amongst everything else.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know. I liked the first Watch Dogs a lot. I never played 2. I heard 2 was better than the first one. I played 2 a little bit because I bought it for like $4 once.
Can't go wrong at that point.
Right. They showed Brawlhalla characters some more. That's their Smash Bros. Style game that they have. They showed Just Dance, I guess. I don't remember that. They showed the Crew 2 stuff. Some August update.
Nothing exciting for me. Like
Cross
literally
Rising
Assassin's
is
Creed. That's
getting
it.
Some new mode, yeah, and then Ghost Recon Breakpoint has some free update that's adding some game modes, and that was it. They talked about their next forward that they're gonna do, which they didn't mention. It's just later this year. No Gods and Monsters was the biggest bummer.
Yeah, that's true. We did talk about that. It's a little
That's
bit
their
of a
Breath of the
disappointment.
Wild
But
style game that we haven't.
It's kinda
seen
feels like-
official gameplay of.
yeah, it just seems like Biomutant kind of They're just sidelining these certain games
Right.
where nothing's
They
coming of
announced
them.
some more shit about Biomutant. They didn't really show anymore. I saw an article about it a couple weeks
It's
ago.
like the collector's edition is still available to buy on Amazon or whatever,
And
but
I think it's still this year.
that's what they say. But
Surprises me.
again, like even with Gods and Monsters, like there's no communication about it.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see if they're gonna. I don't know. There's just so much, and Outriders. There's really hasn't been talked about.
Outriders, I
to
keep seeing
veer off
random
of that,
videos pop up through like IGN and YouTube, but I haven't watched them. I've been meaning to, and I always forget about it because I forget that game's coming. I think it's still coming this year because I do see articles like once a week or once every couple weeks. That's a rough sentence. My brain doesn't work well sometimes.
It's a Sunday morning. It's fine.
Yeah. So I think Outriders is still coming,
Okay.
but I haven't looked at.
I mean, it better
so-
be. I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah, and the timing will probably be pretty good with that because I think December was like the rumor date. I don't know, but it's next gen, like 3-player co-op fucking shooting game
Yeah.
where you level up and get gear and shit, and I'm all about that. So sticking with Ubisoft, they brought up, someone interviewed them after the direct. It's not a direct, whatever they called it, the Skull and Bones game that they announced a couple years ago, that pirate game, if you remember. They're apparently rebooting it, so it's not canceled. But they're trying to switch it to a live game model with ongoing storytelling, inspired by Fortnite, they said. So I don't know.
Okay.
I was cautiously optimistic about this because it gave me Black Flag vibes, which I love the ship combat in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But you don't have that singular person you also control outside of the ship. You just always are the ship. So I'm curious to see what happens with this game, and it's probably, I mean, I could see it still getting canceled at some point, but I don't know. Yeah.
Less exciting for me.
Yeah. So now we have some Xbox news. Have you seen any of their stuff recently?
I don't think I did.
They had some big stuff this week. So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is adding Project xCloud support in September. This is from Joe Screbbles at IGN. So you can play all your Game Pass games on the go at no extra cost if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which is their $15 a month subscription.
I think that's what I have.
Where you get Xbox Live and then Game Pass.
And Game Pass.
And it gives you Game Pass on PC as well. That's included.
Okay.
So I'm just going to straight up read this. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions will include support for Project xCloud game streaming service from this September. So their game xCloud, if you don't know, is you can stream your Xbox games. It's all through the cloud. You can do it on phones, tablets. I think you could do it on like laptops, I would assume. And that's really cool that it's not going to cost anymore. I've heard it's really good. It's been in beta for over a year. They're basically doing Stadia technology, but doing it a better way. Like you don't have to pay extra for it. You're getting these games like you don't have to pay extra for it, and I can play fucking Gears 5 on my phone if I want to, like on the go, as long as I got a decent internet connection, which is pretty sweet. I'm excited to try it, especially because I don't have to pay anything extra for it. Like I have Game Pass Ultimate.
Hell yeah.
So that's pretty sweet news. Like this, I think, is where video games are going. It's not, for most of the world, it's hard to do full-on cloud streaming as your only option because internet is rough everywhere. Like even if you're close to a big city, sometimes you can't get a stable connection. So I don't think, at least not any time within the next like 15 years, I don't think that will be the only way video games are played. I just don't see it as being feasible.
Yeah.
But it will definitely start to be an option, clearly, as it is already this year. So yeah, that's cool. Also, they stopped selling 12-month Xbox Live Gold plans, which I thought is very weird.
That's interesting.
I'm thinking
Did they replace it?
no. So they're still selling 1 and 3 month cards, I believe. But I'm
Hmm.
thinking they're going to switch the way their memberships work. Like maybe they
Oh,
only have Game Pass Ultimate, or maybe I don't know. I think they're going to change the branding on it and maybe have a
yeah,
different
that makes
cost attached
sense.
to it. Like maybe you can't get just Xbox Live. Maybe you have to get Game Pass and Xbox Live together. I don't know. I think
Well, yeah, that would make sense though, like you said, to do Ultimate, but it's like a one-stop shop. So why wouldn't they just get rid of all these extra cards, and then you just have the bundle?
right.
Why not just include it in the membership?
The only thing I can think like I don't know if this would be great for all consumers. Like obviously Game Pass is a great deal, but what if you all you play is Call of Duty and Madden with your friends? Like you don't only want to pay $60 a year to get that online gameplay. Like you're not going to play these Game Pass games. So if they switch to forcing you to get Game Pass, that seems a little anti-consumer. And Microsoft's
True.
been super pro-consumer with these Game Pass options, with these console options, not forcing people to go next gen to play exclusives for a couple years. So I don't know. We'll find out what it's going to be. I'm thinking it might just be a rebrand, or maybe they're going to go, hey, online multiplayer is free. The only subscription you have to pay for is Game Pass, which would be crazy because there hasn't been Xbox has never had free online play.
Yeah, that would be nice.
PlayStation used to until PS4. So I don't know.
Tweak.
That would be cool if they did it that way. That would definitely be super pro consumer, which is kind of in line with how they're doing things already. So maybe they get rid of paying for online multiplayer and then you're just paying for xCloud and Game Pass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will find out. So there's
Hmm.
one more Xbox article. Xbox One X and Xbox One S Digital Edition will no longer be manufactured. Did you see that? This is Matt
Yeah,
Taibbi.
that's to be expected, kind of,
It makes
sort of.
sense. So they're keeping the One S regular on the shelf. So come this fall, I assume you'll just have the Series X and then the One S. Well, there is the
Yeah.
rumored cheaper all digital edition of the
Yeah.
Series X. Like it might be Series S or whatever. I think this is a way to get less confusing SKUs on the shelf, even though it will
Hmm.
still be confusing because Xbox's naming schemes are a mess if you're not in the zeitgeist.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, what else? I saw something funny about this. It was a tweet that I pulled. Oh, yeah. Vita had a longer lifespan than the Xbox One X, which I thought was funny.
Shots fired,
But
man. Shots
the
fired.
One X was pretty late in the Xbox One life cycle, and they
It's amazing,
did pump the
though.
hardware. I always forget you have a One X.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. Yep.
It's probably like, hey, just buy the beefy Series X, or buy this mid-tier new one, or buy the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So they'll have 3 options, which you might still have all the options on the shelf because who knows how many of these are floating around. I know Walmart's
Hmm.
been out of most video game
Everything.
consoles, yeah,
Fuck, it's crazy. But
because people
then
are just
it's
at home all
still.
the time.
Yeah, with everything going on, people are getting more into it.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I'm curious to see where they're going. They do have their game event this Wednesday, right? The 23rd? Is that Wednesday? Thursday. They have their game event, which I think they're just going to be showing games because it's specifically called a Xbox game event for the Series X and stuff. So I don't know if we're going to get announcements about these subscription services or the new console that's rumored to be a cheaper model. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll at least see some games, which is what I really want to see.
That's all that really matters,
I
honestly.
also think it's like right at lunchtime. So like 11 for us. I think. Yeah. That's all I got for Xbox news. The next story is a Google Stadia story. This is
Oh,
at
fun.
Kotaku. So Google had a Stadia Direct this week, if you didn't notice. They
Oh, they're
announced
still trying?
barely. So Google announces Stadia is getting more games, but not much else. So Stadia is still here, still getting additional games, and might one day be really cool. But nothing in today's Stadia Connect event made it look like the platform has turned a corner as it struggles to establish a new ecosystem for gaming. So the most exciting game, at least to me, whoever wrote this article, I read it already, Ethan Gotch, was Super Bomberman R Online, a follow-up to the 2017 game. this time with a new 64-player Battle Royale mode. It's only a timed exclusive, while many of the other games mentioned during the presentation have already been out for a while on other platforms, like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, they announced. They just had a lot of smaller games that are timed exclusives. So, I don't know. Like Orcs Must Die 3 is now out and free for Stadia Pro, which I think is also, yeah, it's a timed exclusive. Musical puzzle game One Hand Clapping, timed exclusive. These are all smaller, like, indie games. Which is cool. I don't know.
I don't know. I forget Stadia exists.
I know, me too. I like to remember because it's fun to make jokes about it. But
it's just funny. Like, I love Google products. I do. Like, they're crushing it, but like, just put your money somewhere else, guys. Like, make a smartwatch. Like, can you do that for me to go with my phone? Because that'd be great.
And they're doing it wrong, and it's like they do have a first-party studio that they founded, but they announced that when they announced Stadia was coming out in a few months.
Right.
So it's like, how far away is this game? 4 years away?
If you I'm just waiting for them to just like that. They're just going to shut it down. Like, it's done. Like, Stadia's dead. Boom, on to the next.
I know. That's what I'm expecting, too. And it's like, if you think about AAA exclusive games, so like Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous came out in 2014. So that was Sucker Punch's last game. They did make Infamous First Light, which was a DLC that I think came out the same year. So what? It took them close to 6 years to release their next game? Like, to release a beefy, amazing game like that takes time now. And I can't imagine dealing with the tech that Stadia has if that's going to be a hurdle or less of a hurdle.
Right. But that's like Super Bomberman R. Like, could you pick a worse game to try and hype up for your console?
Right, like Bomberman. It's not like people like Bomberman, but it's not a system seller by any means.
Yeah, it's not hype. Like, people aren't going to be like, "Oh man, can't wait to play Bomberman." Like, no,
let's play this Battle Royale version of Bomberman. No. Like, I don't like Bomberman. You love Bomberman.
I do, but this game, remember, you were with me. This Super Bomberman R was one of the first games I bought for my Switch.
Yeah.
It's the biggest disappointment in my life.
Which is what I heard about it. But yeah, I was like, I read about it, and you're like, I love Bomberman. I'm still getting it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because it was a launch
title. Then I don't.
Switch, I think, right?
I haven't touched it since then. But yeah, whatever.
Stadia, I think, is gonna, like, it's not doing anything good. It's not. I don't know. It sucks because I feel bad for the people who want to use this tech, and Google's just gonna pull the plug on it because that's what they do.
Yep.
So, oh, my phone thinks I'm talking to it. Shut up. All right. Way more exciting article. Marvel's Avengers beta dates have finally come out. They also announced a second war table. So this is from IGN, Jonathan Dornbush. So the beta, I'm just going to show this chart on here. So this is how the beta is rolling, because you can play the beta first on PS4. That was some deal, I guess. So PlayStation pre-order beta, August 7th, you can start playing it, which is when we can start playing it, because we pre-ordered it. And then a week later, August 14th, open beta on PS4, pre-order beta on Xbox One and PC, and then August 21st is open beta for everybody.
Thank you.
So they're going to detail it a little more. They have a new war table on July 29th, so that's 2 weeks. Yeah, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday at 10 a.m., so noon our time. So they're going to detail what's all in it. It is apparently beefy, so a little bit of everything. Campaign content, co-op missions, hero progression, exploration in Warzone and Drop Zones, which Drop Zone is a completely new mission we don't know anything about. It's a new kind of mission that they'll detail at the war table. I can't fucking wait. I'm so excited to play this game.
Well, I did pre-order it, so Chris finally talked me into it.
Hell yeah.
And I pre-ordered it.
See, so we can play the beta together?
Mm-hmm.
Get excited about it. I can practice my Thor skills. Try the other
I am kind of excited. Like I said, I think we kind of talked about it in person, but like that Black Widow gameplay seems more legit than I expected. Like, I know, remember they had talked.
Awesome, actually.
Yeah.
So you can like disappear and like run around and get. It feels like it would be good for like flanking while other people are taking the heat, you know. But also, she's really fast.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited to try everybody. Thor is still, I think, my most excited, most hyped character. So I know Gary's stoked to play the Hulk, which is cool. I'm hoping Gary can get it right away. He'll definitely be able to get in the beta with us, obviously, once the open.
Who do you want to play, Chris? The Avengers game. Which character are you looking to play?
Who
We
was
have
he?
another Iron Man fan over here.
Okay. See, I want Iron Man to be amazing, but they haven't shown enough or talked enough. So that's why I'm
Maybe
like,
that's why. I mean, it's like that. They're just holding him back, and then they're just gonna ram it down everybody's throats with how badass he's gonna be.
I hope so, because obviously I love Iron Man. But right now, Thor is the one where I'm like, I want to do all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's super exciting. I just got my vacation approved for when that game comes out,
Sweet.
so hopefully it doesn't suck.
I don't think it will. I feel like it's too big of a name to drop the ball.
Yeah, and Crystal's a good studio, and they're working with a different
I'm
Eidos. They're working with as well. So we've got
okay.
good studios working on it.
I'm just afraid it's gonna be like a Anthem, where it's gonna be hyped and people are gonna be stoked, but like people are gonna be too critical, especially because it's Marvel.
I think people will be overly critical, but I don't see this
We're
game
like,
reviewing terribly.
yeah, like
It'll
we're
still be
gonna
like,
probably love it,
yeah.
but like other people are gonna drag it. Which didn't they just do that with something where you and I, The Last of Us? Yeah, people were just
Oh
shit
yeah.
talking The Last of Us, and we're like, this game is incredible. What the fuck are these people
People are
talking
hating
about?
on it hard.
So stupid.
Yeah, but a lot of people also love it, and I watched some
Hmm.
spoiler casts with like the game's director, and he's like, we knew it was going to be divisive among fans of the first game. Like we knew that going into it, so it sucked the most with the leaks for them. But we won't
Yeah,
talk about it.
and I
'Cause that
promise I'll
would be
finish it
spoilers.
soon.
Yeah, okay. So with the Avengers, I think also people don't know, aren't setting their expectations correctly because it is going to be a service style game, kind of like Destiny. So there is going to be this campaign which looks awesome, but then I think the meat of the game after that campaign is you're doing these missions with your friends, you're repeating content, they're adding more content. I don't think people are going to like that, and I think that's where they're going to be critical. Whereas I'm all about that. I want to fucking hop in and play as Thor for like 6 months, or
Yeah, like
forever.
keep
Yeah,
going, or like drop in a new character, and then like
right.
they start bringing in more. Like
And they're gonna
that would be awesome.
all the new heroes and the new content is free. It's just fueled
Yeah,
by cosmetic microtransactions, which is
which
dope.
it's all gonna be super legit.
Dark Sage has one question about Ghost of Tsushima. What do you got, Dark Sage? Let us know. We'll keep going through news and answer your question when it pops up. So, next story, The Verge. I talked to you about this at work. This is Sam Byford. Sony reportedly boosts PS5 production by 50%. So that's good. The biggest reason is they're expecting more sales because of people being at home. So they're going to sell more consoles because of that. I thought they were limited on console production, honestly, because of COVID. But I'm assuming
Right.
that things have picked up in the countries where these are made. So there are some numbers in here. Let's see. The company was expecting to produce around 6 million consoles. The figure is now about 9 million, and it could reach 10 million. So they put
Sweet.
the raised expectations down to increase demand for at-home entertainment in the age of the coronavirus, which makes sense. And people are
Good.
so fucking hyped for this. If Sony could sell anywhere near the total number of PS5 consoles through the end of the year, it would mark a major increase. So the PS4 launched 2013 November, sold through 4.2 million units by the end of the following month. So if it's more than that, that would be insane. I could see it being more than that, though. Honestly, with how hyped people are for the PS5 because of the PS4. Like, there were rumors that they were going to shadow drop pre-orders in the price this past week, which Sony was like, we wouldn't surprise drop that. So they came out and said this on like Friday, that they're not going to surprise drop it. You'll know ahead of time when pre-orders and stuff are going to go live. So, does it say anything to you? I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, like that's legit. It's hand in hand, and I think it's going to be interesting. Kind of off topic slightly, but not really. Like as far as sales and consoles and quantity, the holiday season, obviously people shop like crazy. But like, what's going to happen in the age of coronavirus with Black Friday and the sales for consoles?
Right.
Because that's what people go out for, especially like this year when they're dumping the new consoles.
Yeah, and like new consoles are always usually out before Black Friday. There are never deals. Like it's always just out,
But people like put their money aside for Black Friday, so then they're like, I gotta grab one of these on my way. And
sometimes
I'm curious
there's more
if
guaranteed stock on Black Friday. Like, oh, we'll have the PS5 in stock on Black Friday, and we'll get like 4 of them or something. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm also curious if these Black Friday in-store events are going to happen, because it's going to be a hotbed for the virus. Oh no, where'd my Discord go? There we go. No, I lost it. No, not.
What'd you lose?
I lost us. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got Dark Sage's question.
Yes, we do. It's a good question. A couple of good ones. I like it.
So they're planning on buying the game, but I'd like to know how the Mongols are portrayed. Are they close to real life, or are they traditionally cartoonish villains of past games? I like history and I want them to be as close to how they are as possible. I don't know much about the Mongols as far as history goes, so I'm not sure.
I'm
They
gonna
don't seem cartoonish to me, but I don't know how accurate they are.
I'm gonna say, in my opinion, because like I don't know much either, but I kind of had a. It's almost like we have a preconceived notion in our minds as we're, watching movies and TV growing up. But
Right.
I'm gonna say they're pretty close to real life. They're serious. I mean, it's a very serious game, so they don't
like the game
play
is
them up or make
very
them say or
serious.
do weird things.
There's not like quippy stuff at all in the game.
Right.
Not just with the Mongols, but not even with your main character Jin and like Tsushima Island. There's not. It's very serious all around. The only kind of goofy stuff is when you're like done with a mission and like your horse is like nudging your face and he's like, get out. That's the
cute
only
stuff.
That's the only thing I've noticed that hasn't been very serious.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
knowing
I'd say they're
the Mongol Empire, I'd say they're not cartoonish. I don't know how accurate as far as
they're not like super portrayed as horrible villains. Like they're not like, yeah, it's war. I mean, it's war. It just on one hand, it depends what side of the war you're on.
Right.
But yeah, it is portraying them as the enemy, but not in a
they're trying to take over. They're trying
way.
to get these big heads of the story to surrender basically and let them rule, I guess, for lack of a better word. They haven't said they want to rule, but they're clearly trying to take over the island.
I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you'll appreciate everything about the game, especially the cultural aspects of everything. I mean, really, it's a beautiful game, and it seems to be very well thought out and researched.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know the history of it, so I can't speak on it that well. I did see an article that I didn't look at, obviously, because I didn't want to get spoiled. But it sounds like there might be multiple endings to the game. Because I saw a headline that was like exploring Ghost of Tsushima's endings. So that made it seem like there were multiple endings. I obviously didn't want to get into it because I'm trying to avoid spoilers and everything. So there may be multiple endings. So it could end different ways. Or it could end inconclusively. That could be one of the endings. It could end either way with the wars. I assume because they're going for historical accuracy, from what I've heard from Sucker Punch, is that it would probably end the way it did in history. But I don't know. Do you have anything else to say on that matter, Ryan?
No, I'm just like thinking about it, but just ready to play some more.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more. But it seems very good.
Yeah. No, I don't think you'll have a problem with the game and any of the history of it, honestly.
Yeah, if anything, do a little digging just on like the historical accuracy of it before you would purchase it if you're still concerned about that. Because the game's going to be fun either way. But yeah, if there are a lot of inaccuracies, that's going to bug you, and then you might not want to get it. But from what I've seen, they're doing a good job with it. But I'm also speaking from not knowing the history well. Alright, switching gears. This is another Joel Screbbles IGN article. Reggie Fils-Aimé appointed to Rogue Games as advisor, joining ex-Sony president Jack Tretton. Jackie T. He was on and working with Sony up through the PS4 launch. And then he kind of retired, I guess. So this is the weird-ass thing I brought up to you. So, publisher Rogue Games has appointed ex-Nintendo Reggie Fils-Aimé as strategic advisor just a month after it appointed Jack Tretton to a similar role. So this is... They're getting into console manufacturing. They're going to make a video game console, which is what's weird about this. So when Rogue shared its console vision with me, and I saw the first games that will be arriving this summer on platforms like Nintendo Switch, I was immediately impressed by the levels of ambition and innovation, said Reggie. I'm always on the lookout for fast-growing and innovative companies that are ready to shape the future of games, and I'm excited to join Rogue in their mission to unite and simplify games publishing across all platforms. So I thought, are they just making games? I thought it sounded like they were making consoles. So let's see. Yeah, Jackie Chi joined Rogue as a strategic advisor and will advise on the company's planned move into publishing on next-gen consoles. Okay, so they're not making a console. They're just publishing games. I thought they were making a console by how that first part was worded.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's weird.
I'm like, that seems weird to try and hop in now. But, I mean, if you want to make a console, what are you supposed to do, I guess? Stadia's doing it wrong, so don't do that. They're hiring good people.
Please don't do that. Oh my
like
God.
Reggie knows how to work with the company, but they're also working with Nintendo, which was historically a big company before he got there. He definitely helped. And then Jackie T was with PlayStation for a long time. So IGN will be showing off one of those console games later today. I have no idea what games this company makes. But I thought it was a console, like they were making a console, so I thought this was a bigger story than it was.
Way to go, Brandon.
Reggie's an advisor on another board. He's also on GameStop's advisory board. That happened like 4 months ago. Oh, did you see that GameStop's forcing customers to wear masks now?
They didn't make me do that yesterday.
I think is also starting on Monday, which won't.
Yeah, I think everybody is. Which GameStop also already has like a 5 customer limit.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, they definitely weren't really following that yesterday, but
what can you expect? GameStop employees get paid and treated like shit, so
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Horribly. I know we like to talk about GameStop all the time, every time it's mentioned, but like I just want someone to swoop in and buy it out and just revamp it. Like GameStop needs to give themselves up. They're not gonna make it.
Historically, I love GameStop. That's where I bought all my shit for a long time. I don't buy anything there now. If I do, it's a random cheap collectible, not a game.
Yep.
Yeah. Next story. Destiny 2, kind of bad news. I'm actually happy with this news. So this is Adam Banker's IGN. So Beyond Light has been delayed from its original release date of September 22nd to November 10th. So the only reason I'm happy about this is because Avengers comes out in September. And that's all I want to play. I don't want to also play Destiny because I can only do so much games as a service, games to play every day or every week when things reset.
Don't need that hovering in the background like Destiny's also coming out. What am I going to do?
Which I didn't know if I was going to get this right away anyways, so now it's not a question. But the other thing is, am I going to get it at all now? November 10th, close to next-gen launch, close to Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Close to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, close to Outriders, like, close to Cyberpunk. What the fuck? Destiny's gonna fall off that, especially if I'm still playing Avengers. And I'm gonna want to play Avengers on the next gen consoles because it sounds like it's gonna be a beefy upgrade.
Well, now, do you think
a free
they're gonna do something with Destiny for the next gen consoles? Do you think they'll just bump it up for us, or we're gonna have to buy it all over again?
No, you won't have to buy it all again. They've already said that, and it's okay. And it's gonna be a free upgrade, and it's gonna be there day one, I believe.
Sweet.
Which Destiny's load time
people are gonna
shit,
eat that
so it'll be awesome on next gen.
People eat that shit up.
But when am I gonna play it? You know, I'm probably not gonna.
Next
I'm gonna
summer.
Just straight up say, I'm not gonna get this. Yeah, next summer when it's on sale sometime. And
and my other fear is like not fear. Like we have all these games coming out, but like what's hiding in next year? You got new consoles. You know that people are gonna be pushing out some really good games. Yeah. Like, do you think that's next holiday season though?
I would prefer,
because I can see them waiting.
Sony tries to not do first-party games in the holiday, like this whole generation, this whole PS4 generation. Everything's been spring, so like Uncharted, Spider-Man was September. That's the closest, but like Uncharted, The Last of Us 2 was summer.
Is it the new Spider-Man this fall also?
Yeah, but it's a console launch, so that's different.
Okay.
But then like God of War was April, Bloodborne was February, Infamous was like March. I'm trying to think of other big exclusives. The exclusives at the time, at least, like when Persona came out, that was spring. Final Fantasy spring. Like they tend to let the third parties do the heavy lifting around the holiday. At least this generation. In the PS3 gen, they had a lot. Like Uncharted's always launched in holiday and stuff like that. But now they're like, we'll let the Assassin's Creed, the Call of Duties, the Destinies, all those. Yeah. You get those games like Star Wars, Dark Souls, all that shit. So I don't know if that's going to change. They did, not all of them were fall. So like Kojima's game, Death Stranding, that was a holiday game. The Last Guardian was December. but that I also don't think is a big game that they were pushing to be a huge release, because it was a delayed PS3 game. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think they would, like, if Horizon couldn't come out earlier, they would still release it, I think, at the holiday, as opposed to pushing it to the year after.
Yeah.
Yeah, like next year, Resident Evil 8. I'm trying to think of big games. There's a ton of shit next year. I know there is. I just can't think of any right now. I'm drawing a blank.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We'll just focus on fall.
Right.
And we'll worry about those later.
There's a lot of shit
Fair
coming
enough.
soon. Oh, what else is this fall? With the next gen, Deathloop. I'm stoked for that. The game. That looks cool as shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So sorry, Destiny. Probably not gonna play you right away.
Yep. It's gonna be on hold.
All right. So now I just have a couple funny things that I'm gonna show you that I found on Twitter gaming like this last week. Are you watching the stream? Can you even see these?
Yeah. I mean, yes, and like it's up, so yeah.
Okay. So this is a tweet. So after much thought and consideration, I think this might be my favorite joke in Thor Ragnarok. And it's when he's got his disguise on in the town, and Valkyrie's like, "What's with the? It's my disguise, but I can see your face. Not when I do this, you can't." And he just covers his face. And then someone that I follow is like, "This is literally Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because when you're walking around, you just like put up your hood, and then you're disguised." And I thought that was very accurate. So then oh shit, did you see this Game Informer cover? So they're doing like augmented reality covers now. And this is the cover of it if you're like looking through your phone, through like I assume some Game Informer app. Like,
yeah,
that's
I
cool
have
as
this
shit.
magazine. I have this one.
What? You gotta do this augmented reality shit and check it out.
That's cool.
Yeah. I thought that was rad.
Yeah, let me check that out.
Also, so I pulled up Hard Drive Stories before. Do you know what Hard Drive is? The satirical video game website.
Yes.
So they had one where it's gamer's fourth attempt at playing game ends in same spot. And this is straight up me trying to play Kingdom Hearts. Like, I've tried to play it so much, and I can't get into it. Like, especially the old. I guess it gets better when you get into, like, Kingdom Hearts 2, because the combat's a little smoother. But it's just... I was talking to my roommate about it, because he's been trying to play it on and off, too. And there's also not good direction. Like, you just don't know where the fuck to go sometimes. And it's... Old game design is old, I think, is what it is. But I love like Disney and I love Square shit historically. I just can't. I don't know. Maybe eventually.
One day. When the time is right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So did you see this? Henry Cavill making a PC on his Instagram page?
No, but I knew he was into that stuff.
Yeah. So he posted an Instagram video, probably like a 5-minute video, of him putting together his PC. Like, it's an edit of it, obviously. And everybody was like losing their mind about it, because Henry Cavill's really fucking cool, and he's also like fit as shit. So he's just here.
No, he's something.
Yeah,
else,
I figured you would
sure.
like this, so that's
Big
why
fan.
I pulled it
Big
out.
fan.
Yeah. And then I think my favorite tweet was that Henry Cavill posted a video of him putting a PC together, and the world can't stop talking about it. But Warner Brothers is unsure if they want him to continue as Superman. Like, what the fuck? He wants to be Superman, and he's amazing, and people are in love with him. And he was great in The Witcher. Like, I loved him as Geralt.
Yeah.
And I can't fucking wait for season 2 of that show.
I'll watch him in anything.
Right. See? Yeah.
Don't tell Chris.
I knew you'd be all about it too. I mean, you probably already told Chris about you and Henry Cavill, right? Oh, no, you haven't? You haven't talked about the tutors or anything?
I told him about Adam Scott, though. I'll be having that conversation once this stream is done, Brandon.
Oh, okay. All right. Adam Scott had a good tweet. It wasn't related to video gaming. It was basically like, wear your mask. Don't be stupid. Something like that. Yeah, anything else you've been playing? That's all I got for fun.
Chris and I dabbled in Destiny 2, a little bit of the Shadowkeep stuff, which was really cool.
I still haven't done any of the story missions for Shadowkeep. Oh, I need
Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm curious to play more, like, once, Ghost is done, or mostly done, like, I'll probably bounce around with a little more Destiny, but I did, much to the enjoyment for myself. Chris picked up Diablo 3, as I told you, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And
PS4,
Overwatch.
right?
So, a couple things. What?
On PS4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple things for all of us to kind of jump into and play and dabble with, which will be kind of nice. But
Right.
super stoked to jump into Diablo. I know you kind of dabbled in it. Every time I hear the fucking name Diablo, I want to play.
Dude, yeah,
so
the new season, I've been playing a ton until Ghost came out. That's all I was playing for like the last 2
Sweet.
weeks. I made this Demon Hunter, who I'm excited to get back to because I haven't completed the set for the season yet. But it's gonna make my damage go off the fucking charts. I do so much damage,
Sweet.
it's insane. I have to use a melee
Sweet.
weapon, which was weird. So I had to switch my skills around because half the Demon Hunter skills need a bow. But this set, if I use a melee weapon, increases all my damage by like 6,000%, which
Nice.
is nuts. So that's worth it. But yeah, I've also been playing Diablo. I finally played Ring Fit Adventure yesterday.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
how
I
was
finally
it?
got one because if you don't know, it was sold out everywhere.
Mhm.
Booked up over $100 everywhere. It was really fun and it was a good workout for areas that I don't normally work out. So it was a lot of arm workouts because you're holding the ring and squeezing and pulling the ring. But the resistance is really good on it actually. But I just worked my arms out the day before, so I was like, fuck. So some of it was a little rough, but like it works my forearms more than they have, and there are a lot of overhead workouts which work like some of your back muscles and stuff, which was good. And then it also had me
Cool.
do squats a lot, which I need to do more of
Yeah.
anyways, so that was good. And then so I was just playing the story mode mainly, where you're going through these levels, but you you either have to run in place. I selected silent mode because we live upstairs, so instead of running in place, I'm just doing like short squats in place to make the character run. But then you like press on the ring to shoot these things, and then you get in to fit battles with enemies. So initially I thought it was going to be like Pokemon, where it was like turn-based, because that's how it's set up. But you have to pick an attack, so I had to pick like squats, and then you have to do 10 squats to like, and some of them are long, so it's like hold it for 5 seconds and then go up, and then that deals damage.
Cool.
And so then you're picking these different attacks, which are basically a series of workouts to knock these enemies out. And then you keep going.
Kinda
through the level.
nice.
So it was actually really cool. Then I tinkered with some of the mini games in it. So there was the one where I had to sit down and put the ring between my legs. It was like a thigh workout, and you would squeeze that to jump. So you're avoiding bombs and collecting coins and shit like that. And then I was doing there are rhythm ones with like Breath of the Wild songs or Mario songs, and that I didn't like as much. It was like 3 minutes of it was just abs, so it'll have you pushed against your abs sometimes, which works pretty well. But then you have to twist sometimes, and I'm not good at that, and the ring isn't stable enough. So in order to, it's almost like a track Guitar Hero style, where it's like the squeezed thing is here, and you have to squeeze it to the left or to the right and move
Yeah.
with it. But then there's ones where you have to shake it, and then that shit sucked because it's not that stable. And I can't shake super fast. I don't know, it was weird. But I'm into it. I'm definitely
Still,
gonna use it
sounds
more.
legit. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious. Maybe I'll keep an eye out for one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll use it today, just because I don't want to work my arms and shit 3 days in a row. It
Yeah.
has you set it. It's like, hey, set an alarm to remind yourself to work out. I was like, sure, I'll set it for noon tomorrow. But I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you might as well just
do
play
it.
Ghost of Tsushima instead.
Well, I'm gonna use the elliptical at some point for sure.
All right, fine.
But I will play Ghost very soon. Have I been playing anything else? Been mostly Diablo, and then now Ghost a lot. I think that's it. I downloaded some other shit, but didn't play it.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
play
There's
Diablo.
priorities now.
Yeah.
We're getting into the priority gaming season, so
Yep. It'll be Ghost until that's done. You need to finish The Last of Us, so is Chris.
yeah, Ghost, Last of Us, maybe some Dicking Around, Avengers.
Diablo, more Diablo.
It's all good.
Should have
Diablo,
learned.
Overwatch. I gotta play some Overwatch soon. I'm got a fucking hankering for
I
it.
haven't played
So
Overwatch in so long. But yeah, if you and
So,
Chris
yeah.
are playing it, for sure. Sweet. Well, this has been Game Talk. I'm Brandon, my co-host.
Ryan,
Ryan. We are here every Sunday, 10 a.m., twitch.tv/
Penelope.
Laird Brandon, Penny, looking good.
Yep.
And then post later to YouTube, the Laird Brandon YouTube page. Hopefully later today. It should be later today. And then, yeah, your Dark Siren 89 everywhere.
Everywhere, wherever you want to find me.
All that. I'll link all that shit in the description too.
Sweet.
And then, yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
talking games, everyone.
Thanks for hanging out.
A good